I'm Vane and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to do some DIYs and it's going to be making jewelry, particularly chokers. And I have one necklace that is kind of a thrift flip, but the rest is completely made from scratch from supplies I got from the craft store. So the first half of this video is going to be me making these chokers. And then the second half is going to be me styling the chokers. So first we're going to go through some of the DIY footage I captured and show my process. And I'm gonna have some voiceovers to explain some things because I didn't really get that good of footage, but I tried my best. So here's the DIY footage. For the first choker, I'm going to do this Beetlejuice design. I'm sorry about my bad handwriting and sketching skills. Anyway, I have this random ribbon that I just had lying around, and I tried to iron the wrinkles out of it, but it didn't work. Anyway, so first I used a paint marker to have outlines for the stripes, and then I painted it with fabric paint. So I had to do a couple of layers to make the paint opaque, and I actually had two different pieces of ribbon, and I used the wrong ribbon and didn't realize until it was too late because this ribbon has some wrinkles left in it, even though I tried to iron them out. Yeah, it's pretty messy and the stripes aren't perfect, but I don't really mind. I didn't want to be too meticulous with it. I'm lucky I didn't accidentally get some paint on the black parts. I really was not that careful. So these videos are going to show my process, but they're not really going to be that helpful probably in how to actually make these chokers. And I really don't. This isn't really the point of my video anyway, because I don't really want people to copy these or anything. I'd rather people just get inspiration and have this kind of inspire you to make your own. So this is me like mapping out how I want all the beads to fit on the necklace, the choker. Oh, and then I put all my extra beads in a little box to keep them safe. And then I made this little contraption out of safety pins and a paintbrush to hold the beads while I painted them green. So I really only had like fabric paint, and it worked fine, and I don't show it in this video, but I just sealed the paint with clear nail polish. And I'm sorry about the inconsistent lighting. I filmed this over a couple of days, and I sometimes used just a lamp, sometimes used daylight, sometimes used my big filming lights. So here I am, getting all the beads set up after letting them dry for hours. And I just kind of randomly did this until I liked how everything looked. And these are eye pins before I close them off. I am not a pro. I just kind of do things, and I'll be honest, I didn't even look up a tutorial on how to do this stuff. I just did it. So hopefully that motivates you all. And I did not film me getting this on the choker for some reason, these first few beads, but here's some of the footage. So I closed those eye pins to have a little loop so I could put my the jump rings, whatever they're called, I don't know, the little chains and attach them to the choker. And the problem is, it's really hard to film anything without my hands being in the way. So I used a safety pin to make a hole for the jump ring to go through. And then I carefully, I have a lot of trouble with this part. It's like my least favorite thing to do. So I got it through the loop through, and I'm gonna close the ring, and there we go, it's attached. Yeah, this does not help that much. I'm sorry. But I wouldn't even know how to make it make sense. It's also really fast, but if I have it in regular speed, it would just be like 30 minutes of footage just for one of the chokers. So here I am attaching more of the beads, and I'm done. I'm pretty happy with how this came out. I'm going to wear it to go see Beetlejuice. So here's the thrift flip of this necklace that I got at a thrift store. It used to have this yellow-ish gem colors, and too light. I wanted them to be a darker color, so first things first, I had to I had to hot glue one of the gems back on, because I put a stack of books that I got on top of this necklace because I'm very smart, and broke it before I even bought it. Still bought it though, with the plan of just fixing it. I wouldn't not get something I broke by accident. So here I am, and I'm just literally just using this nail polish I got at Hot Topic, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And it's still good nail polish, and it's like a blood red color. And I just painted over the yellow color. And it can be a little difficult, but once you cover enough, if you miss a spot, you don't really notice it, because the most of it being covered just makes the there's like a mirror underneath the gem that makes it shine, and makes everything look really red once you cover most of it. And I got some nail polish on the silver part of the necklace, and I was supposed to clean it up. I haven't cleaned it up yet, but I'll get around to it. You can't really notice it anyway, so I don't know if I'm gonna even put effort. Here's one of the extra beads. I had to take it apart. There was like little metal flower looking things. I had to take them off so I could paint it, and it's really blurry. I'm sorry. I am really, really bad at filming myself doing this stuff. And then there was little diamond gems in this cross, and I didn't like that, so I'm making those red by carefully putting the nail polish. So here's how everything looked when it was dry. It's this beautiful red, deep red color. I like it. I like the necklace a lot better now. Okay, the next choker is this black and gold and red choker. I used 2 ribbons. Here's the black velvet, plain black velvet, and the gold and red ribbon. And here's a little cross charm that I just had. The golds aren't the same. You can't tell in this lighting, but you can tell in other lightings, and it annoys me a little bit, but
It's mostly fine. Here I am cutting the ribbon, and I didn't show it on here, but I do burn the ends, the frayed ends of the ribbon with a lighter. Make sure you do it in a safe place, and don't inhale and don't inhale, any fumes or whatever, but it makes it so it doesn't fray anymore. And I pinned everything in place, and I'm going to sew the ribbons together. This took me a long time, and everything was a little wonky. Like, you can see how there's like ripples. Probably a better way to do this. I don't know a better way. This is the first time I'm ever like sewing ribbons together. So you can see it's like rippled, but it's very secure. So that's all I needed. And here I am. I sewed the cross on instead of like having like jump rings or anything. I just sewed it on to, I don't know, have a better look to it, because I didn't want it dangling too much. I wanted some of the gold over the the black velvet part. So here's how it looks, and then I used my blood red nail polish again to make the little diamond gem into red. Next is my red and black lace choker. I actually have two red and black. This one is the brighter red. And I have a lace ribbon and a red velvet ribbon. And I put the red velvet through the little holes in the lace part, and it makes this cool effect, as you can see here. It's really satisfying. There we go. And then what am I doing here? Oh, I'm putting some crosses on to the choker. Yeah, you can't see anything I'm doing. I'm really sorry. It's really hard to get good angles. But I'm just putting the cross charms on with little jump rings. I think they're called jump rings. If they're not, I don't know what I'm saying. There's the first cross. It's a bigger cross. It came in a different set than the little crosses I'm putting on right now. You can barely see that I'm doing that, but I am. I guess I forgot to film showing my planning of these crosses, but here we go. There's the little crosses. And here's all the crosses put on. And then I'm gonna put some little beads, and you can see that it doesn't want to stay, so I can't show you what my idea is before I do it. And here I am, I'm getting some thread looped through the ribbons so that I can get this bead to stay on. Here, you can barely see what I'm doing. I'm really sorry. Yeah, you would just, if you want to do something like this, if you've never sewn beads onto something, you should look up an actual tutorial and don't look at my crazy footage. So here we go. You just keep going through the bead until it's really secure. I probably do it too many times. I actually sewed like 200 beads like this onto a dress one time for a cosplay. So I'm honestly really good at securing beads to things. So this is kind of second nature, but there's the first bead. Little crooked. Whatever. And there's the rest of the beads. And it looks a little weird now because everything is different colors and they're not really matching. I don't know what I'm doing here. Here I'm showing you that it looks really messy, but it doesn't matter because you can't see it because that part will be against my neck, and I'm showing how secure they are. They'll never fall off. And I'm using this bright red nail polish, and I started painting the white pearls. And at first, it dripped onto the choker, the nail polish, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna mess everything up. But the black lace just absorbed all the nail polish. You can't even tell. So that really worked out for me. I wasn't smart, and I didn't paint it before I sewed it on, but this actually worked better because if I had tried to sew it on after, I probably would have damaged the nail polish. And here's my black nail polish to make the charms, the cross charms, black. And I just try to make it as even and uniform as possible. I really like changing the color of things with nail polish because it always looks so shiny and pretty. You can already see how the red on those beads looks really pretty. Oh, and I made the 2 middle crosses red for some contrast. I really love this red nail polish. It looks so pretty and shiny. So here's everything after it's been painted. I missed some spots, but you can barely tell from far away. So this next choker is not an original idea. I've seen chokers like this from other people in other places online. It's a vampire bite choker. And I didn't have enough silver chains or anything, but I wanted to have a lot of beads. And then I realized I have a lot of safety pins, and I thought it would look cool if I put a bunch of pearls on safety pins and had those dangling like little blood drops. So I got that all ready, and then here I am securing one of the safety pins to the lace. And I had a bunch of bigger jump rings, extra ones that were sitting around, and I used those to attach everything together. And I just did this haphazardly and ended up, if you see it looks different in the end, it's because I moved everything around because I didn't like how it looked. But it takes a lot of taking the choker to a mirror, looking at how it looks like on me, coming back, fixing anything that looks weird. And man, I would get up and down checking everything like over and over again. I did a whole workout. So here I've gotten a lot of the safety pins attached. I really like this effect, and I think I'm going to make a lot more jewelry that involves the safety pin method. I think I'm going to make some earrings for my sisters that look like this. I need some bigger pliers. I just have these little ones that I got. But I do this often enough that I'll buy different ones that are easier to use. Yeah, I don't know if any of this footage is helpful. But it's cool to see my process. And here I am, I'm just attaching more and more safety pins. This took a long time, but I really had fun doing it. So you can see how everything's dangling. Okay, now next part is sewing some beads to look like a vampire bit right there. So this is all white right now, but I will paint a lot of blood on everything you'll see when I'm finished. So I'm going to sew the bead onto the lace. Here we go, here's a better shot. So here I am sewing the bead. Make sure it's really secure. Oh, and this is me tying off a knot. I make a little loop and then I put the needle through the loop. And I do that like 3 times to really secure it. And there we go. I have 2 beads in the shape of a vampire bite. Oh, and then I had some smaller pearls beads that I put underneath the 2 bites to look like blood drips. I really like how that turned out, so I think that was a good idea. Only problem is I had to sew on 6 more beads, which was a little annoying. But yeah, you can see how those little beads look. And there we go. I got the other side on. And it looked really pretty, just white, but I'm gonna have to add some gore to it to have some contrast. So my hand is in the way for most of this, and it's really annoying, I'm sorry. But here I am, I'm painting with the blood red nail polish. And it looks really pretty against the pearl beads. Here we go. So I did this in shifts. I would paint, and then I would put it aside, let it dry, and then I'd come back, and this is the brighter red, and I'm painting again. I went back and forth doing this over and over and over again because everything had to be dry so I wouldn't have them be stuck to each other for too much. And here we go, another shot. And again, the lighting changed because it's not daytime anymore, and I'm painting it again with the bright red, and then I'll go back in with the dark red. I think adding those 2 colors really made a cool effect. And look at that, pretty gruesome. I love how it looks. Oh, and I also rearranged the safety pins. Okay, last but not least, it's another red and black choker. But this one's very different from the other choker. So I used the black velvet ribbon with this red lace that's actually hem facing. I got it at a little thrift store, little local thrift store. Here I am. I'm not gonna sew the entire lace like I did with the gold choker. I'm just sewing the ends on, so it does slide around. But this was just to avoid seeing any of the stitching throughout the whole choker, and this method actually really worked in the end. So see, I secured the ends of the red ribbon to the black the black velvet. Okay, so this is actually a fail. I'm showing it anyway. I have this little cross charm that was goldish and blue, and I painted it black, and I wanted to do this little effect with red and black, and I kept failing. And anyway, we'll go back to that. Here's some little beads I'm painting with, this is fabric paint. And again, I used clear nail polish to seal it. Oh, and here I washed off the cross, and I'm just going to paint it black with red on the inside, and that ended up looking a lot better. And I also, this is also fabric paint, so I had to seal it with clear nail polish. And here I am making a hole to put the cross charm on to the velvet ribbon. There we go. Securing it. My hand's in the way, as usual. I really love how that looks, so pretty. And this is the first idea I had to make this chain go down like this, but you'll see that I changed my mind. And I made these chains out of separate pieces of metal. You can see they're the little jump rings. And here we go. I don't know why I skipped. I will show how I did that process. This is an eye pin, and I had to cut the length of it and I did it off screen because I actually was afraid of the metal, and I did it underneath a blanket so that it wouldn't fly at my face, so you wouldn't be able to see what I did anyway. Here I am curling the eye pin into a little loop so that I can make it and add it to the chain. And here I am making a chain. You can barely see what I'm doing, but here I am attaching the chain and bead to the choker. I'm sorry, this is a very bad process of showing what I'm doing, but yeah, you can see how the lace moves around. There's one of the chains added, and then here's all of the chains added. I really love how this ended up.
I spent a lot of hours making those chokers, and I actually was sick while making them, but I got too focused and just finished them in a couple of days. Anyway, so this is going to be the styling outfits portion, and the first choker that I want to style is the Beetlejuice choker that I'm going to wear when I go see the new movie. As you saw in the part where I was making the choker, it's black and white stripes with green and black beads, and I thought it would be appropriate to style it with this late 80s, early 90s dress with big shoulder pads. I think this is going to be the outfit that I'm going to wear when I go see the movie. I have some little gloves that I made right before filming. I didn't make them, I just cut some socks to make into little gloves, and then I have some stripy socks, and then my thrifted pointy witch shoes. Let's see how the first choker looks with the outfit. Okay, the next piece of jewelry that I'm going to style is the necklace that I just painted with some nail polish. Very simple thrift flip, but very doable for anyone who has nail polish. So I got this necklace for like $4, and I really like all the crosses. I thought for this necklace I would style a slip dress that I recently got. It's this lace slip dress that's very long. I think it covers my feet, honestly. And then I layered this little red mini dress thing underneath it, just to have a pop of red underneath the lace. And then I added this choker because I think I have a problem wearing necklaces without having some kind of choker around my neck. And then I have these spiderweb arm warmers because I also don't really like having my arms plain. For styling videos at least, I wear my arms plain all the time. I don't really wear bracelets, but for this video I wanted something more. And then I finished it off with my thrifted demonios. I really like how this outfit looks. Now I want to show you how it looks. Here it is. Next choker is this red, black, and gold velvet choker. And as you saw in the DIY portion of this video, I just sewed 2 ribbons together. And then this cross charm that I randomly had. And despite this choker not really fitting the corp goth aesthetic, I kind of did like something that you could maybe wear to work or something. I don't usually style blazers and pants, but that's what I did for this outfit. So underneath the blazer I just have this simple mesh top, and then I have this blazer, this thrifted blazer. I think pretty much everything is thrifted except maybe a couple of items. Anyway, here's the blazer. It has these cool buttons that aren't gold, so they don't really match the choker, but can't really do much about that. And it's not velvet, it's like, I don't know if you call it velour or something, but. And then I paired it with these vintage black velvet pants and finished the look off with these boots I thrifted. So this one's kind of simple, but it's nice, so let's see how it looks. Oh my god, that's not good. Having wardrobe malfunctions over here. Anyway, the next outfit is really extra. That's all I have to say about it. No, but it's this red velvet with this black lace choker that I painted with nail polish. Styled it with a lot of layers. So first I have this little bustier top that I got from Plato's Closet. I relaced this part with red ribbon, and then for the bottom half I layered 3 skirts. So I layered this little skirt that I recently got just as a layering piece. It's like really puffy, a lot of layers. And then I have this tiered skirt that's very long that I also recently thrifted. It was something I was actually looking for years, and I finally found it. And you can't see this part at all. It just adds volume. Is this really pretty red skirt. And then I put this red velvet jacket thing over top of everything, and then finished off the look with these heels. I had a lot of fun making this outfit, and hopefully you all like it. So here it is. The next choker that I'm going to style is my Vampire Bite choker, and I wanted to keep it kind of obvious and just wear white. Have this red part stick out. I have all these white layers. So I have this white slip dress, and then a white slip skirt underneath it because this dress is slightly see-through. And I have this little, what do you call it, a bolo? I don't, bolero. Yeah, I always get mixed up whenever I'm filming video. bolero. Yeah. Anyway, it's just a little thing that you can only see the sleeves of it. I'm going to actually cut this and make arm warmer things with it. I just haven't gotten a chance. So I just wore it the way you'll see in the video. Then I have these little white socks that I recently got at a thrift store. And then my sister let me borrow her white shoes because I don't have any white shoes. So this one's pretty simple, but I hope you like it. Here it is. Okay, the last choker that I'm styling is probably my favorite one I made, just because I think I'll probably wear it the most. It's this red and black one. I tried to match the color to the top that you'll see in a second, but it doesn't really match that well. But I did actually use the same paint on this that I did on this bustier, but the ribbon isn't the same color. So I have this bustier top that I painted. I have a video on my channel from a few months ago. The beginning of this year, actually. I think. February, maybe. But yeah, it's just this top that used to be bright pink. And now it looks like this. Styled it with this fur trim jacket that I got for Christmas. I picked it out at a thrift store and my sister got it for me. And then I have this slip skirt. This long slip skirt with a slit. I've worn it in a recent video. It's a very simple skirt. It works with things that are kind of tight on top, so it doesn't bunch up. And then I paired it with some spider fishnet tights. And again, I had another pair of socks that I almost never wear, so I just cut them into little gloves again. I think I'll get some use out of these. And then I finished the look off with some knee-high 90s boots. So here's that look. That's all for this video. I hope you guys all liked it. I had a lot of fun making the chokers and styling the outfits, and I'm really excited to see Beetlejuice soon with my sisters. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment which choker is your favorite, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.